Are you thinking about taking your adult children on an all-inclusive resort vacation, but you're not sure whether it should be to an adults only or family-friendly resort? I can help. Let's talk through a recent example with one of my clients. A mom reached out to me about going on an all inclusive resort vacation with her 20-year-old son and 18-year-old daughter. As we started to go through the process where I asked them questions about what's important to them, I send them a couple options and get their feedback. What became very clear was that their number one priority was to make sure that there was lots of activities for them to do and that they had guaranteed two beds in the room. Now, adults only resorts are really designed for couples in most cases. So you're going to find resorts that have primarily king size beds. Now, there there are some adults only resorts that have options with two queens. And so I quickly narrowed down to those adults only resorts where we could book a room with two queens from the beginning. A lot of times at some of these all inclusive resorts, especially the more budget properties, you just book a junior suite. And then the bedding type is based on availability at check in. And let me tell you a little secret, when people are assigning the rooms, they are going to start with their parties of four. Those people are going to get the rooms with two beds. Then they go to their parties of three. Those people are going to get the rooms with two beds. Then they go to their parties of two. If they have any rooms left with two beds and you've requested it, they'd be happy to give it to you. But they're really prioritizing those two bedrooms for groups of two, three, or four, depending on the resort. So it's really important when you're looking at booking a trip with all adults where two of the adults will not share a bed, that you book a resort that says from the beginning, this room has two queens. Now, the other concern about having enough activities, what I said to them is yes, at a family resort, you do run the risk of having a lot of kids running around, but it's going to be younger people. There's a higher chance there's going to be younger people there. If we're talking about adults only resort, chances are good the younger people are going to be honeymooners. And then there's going to be groups of 40, 50, and 60-year-olds, whether they're celebrating birthdays or things like that, or they're all just couples. So what's worse to you, having kids running around or having a group of adults where you're just going to be around potentially older adults or honeymooners all week? That's really up to you and your preference. Ultimately, they picked a family friendly resort that had an adults only section, which I thought was a good compromise that I presented to them. So they could dip out of having the kids running around if they needed to, but the rooms will be bigger. They'll have the two beds and they'll have an option to potentially have younger folks available. What would you do in their shoes?